The mainstream media, largely controlled by the left, will have you believe that Donald Trump is a racist, and therefore none of his policies are good for the African American community. Is that true, though? I'm Jay Feza from the Rebel.media, and let me explain to you why, though we could have had someone better, Trump's policies are overall good for the African American community. Depending on whose statistics you believe, over the last 20 years, between 11 to 30 million illegal immigrants have entered into America. According to the Pew Research Center, 60 to 65% of illegal immigrants are employed as low-skilled workers. That means there are at least 7.5 million illegal immigrants who are low-skilled workers working in America. They're making the job market more competitive for legal citizens since employers who employ them pay less money for their labor. Think about it. If you're an employer and your country has an influx of illegal immigrants who are cheap, undocumented workers, wouldn't you, in order to maximize your profits, hire them? According to the Economic Policy Institute, 36% of the African American community, 14 million people, are low-skilled workers. They're single mothers, technical workers, day laborers, and everything in between. Because of illegal immigration, 14 million African Americans who live here legally now have to compete with the 7.5 million people who came to America illegally. Illegal immigrants are dramatically undercutting the African American working class. If we were to, hypothetically speaking, deport 7.5 million illegals, 7.5 million new jobs will be created. Many, if not the majority of these jobs, and thus wealth, will go to the African American low-skilled workers who need a source of income now more than ever. If Trump followed through with his promises, like deporting vast numbers of illegal immigrants, or at the very least preventing further illegal immigration, vast numbers of African American people will be employed again. In page 5 of the Birth Control Review, Eugenic Value of Birth Control Propaganda, Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, wrote, "We must make this country into a garden of children instead of a disorderly back lot overrun with human weeds." She, of course, is referring to abortion being used as birth control to terminate the undesirables in society. And terminating people she views as undesirable, blacks, she has done, since 15.5 million black unborn children have been aborted since Roe v. Wade. That's 36% of the total number of abortions in America. I'll say that again. In America, 36% of all abortions, the vast majority of which are elective, are given to black women. And 15.5 million unborn children have died. That's 1,876 abortions a day. In fact, abortion is the #1 contributor to African Americans having an overall declining birth rate. It is the #1 cause of death over cancer and heart disease, for example. To quote Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood founder again, birth control itself, including abortion, is nothing more or less than the process of weeding out the unfit. If we are to make any racial progress, this development of womanhood must precede motherhood in every individual woman. If Trump or any principled Republican were to be put into office, they could place a Supreme Court that could legally protect human life in the womb by overturning Roe v. Wade. That means less African American children will be aborted and the population won't be declining anymore. There are many more examples as to why Trump is good for the African American community. I've only presented to you 2 examples. If you're an African American and you're interested in getting a job, feeding your family, yourself, then a vote for Trump is the right way to go. If you're an African American and you don't like that your population is declining, you're interested in the self-preservation of your community, then a vote for Trump is the right way to go. So maybe that's why Trump got more African American votes than McCain or Romney. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the Rebel.media.